Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson. I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. Well, mighty Joe, really impressive start to Big 12 play for Texas Tech. They moved to 3-1 overall on the season, obviously 1-0 in the Big 12 with the 30-22 victory over Arizona State last week. Doesn't get any easier, though, because the Cincinnati team in a similar position, 3-1 overall, 1-0 in the Big 12, after shutting out, let's admit, a terrible Houston team, but still, I think it was 34-0. Yep. Cincinnati comes in here 7 p.m. Central Time Saturday at the Jones. Just what's your overall thought, first off, on Texas Tech's performance against Arizona State, and then what do you think is going to be the key against Cincinnati?
Really pleased with what they did against the Sun Devils. Surprised a little bit that they were able to run the football as well as they did. Yeah. I mean, I know you got Taj Brooks, but I mean, Arizona State was allowing 65 yards on the ground, 2.2 yards per carry. And to be able to do what they did, and I'm not saying they just tore them up on the ground, but they got the yardage when they needed it. They possessed the ball. To me, that was the most impressive aspect of that win. But overall, it was just a sign of a team that just seems to be getting better and better and better. And we hope that process continues this week.
And then with Cincinnati, what stands out to you about them?
Yeah, in some ways, I think it's going to be a similar game to Arizona State because, first off, again, you're looking at a really good defensive team in Cincinnati. Now, they don't stop the run quite as well as Arizona State did, but they are still very, very tough, difficult to score against in the red zone. They put a lot of pressure on you. They're aggressive, just like Arizona State. Get a lot of heat on the quarterback. TFLs, they get into the backfield. They do a pretty good job of turning over the opposition as well. I think maybe 3 interceptions and 4 or 5 fumble recoveries, 4 maybe. Again, it's going to be a challenge, just as it was against Arizona State, to put points on the board. On the other side, again, you're looking at something somewhat similar because you had a really good running back last week in Cam Scatabo. They bottled him up. They shut him down. Let's face it. That was another very impressive aspect of it. But Corey Kiner from Cincinnati is another tough running back, averaging 101 yards per game, 6.3 yards per carry. Whew. That's tough. Yeah. So you got a big load on your plate again in that regard, and then to make the matter a little bit more difficult, you've also got a quarterback in Brendan Sorsby who can beat you deep.
Yeah.
He's a more accurate passer than Sam Levitt for Arizona State. So, it won't be so easy to just load up against Kiner the way you did against Scatabo. So that's going to make the job a little bit more difficult on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. To me, that's what stands out is that while Arizona State couldn't make you pay for loading up in the box, Cincinnati appears like they can.
Yes.
They're about in the top 35 in both rushing offense and passing offense. Yeah. So, a really good varied offense, not just, one facet. A couple of things that stand out to me about Cincinnati is this will be their first game played outside the state of Ohio this year.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that.
Yes.
Also, they haven't turned the ball over very much. I don't think they've turned the ball over at all yet, which is crazy.
That is.
But again, Arizona State I think they only had 1 turnover going into the game against Texas Tech, and then you turn them over with that early interception, turn that into a 14-0 lead. That was really a big part of the game that early. You were able to hold on, kind of dictate some things. Here's something else that stood out to me about Arizona State that I think, or the game against Arizona State, that I think, made me really optimistic. There was a point in the second half when Arizona State cut the lead to 1 score.
Right.
Texas Tech was facing like a 3rd and 11, and Baron Morton stepped in the pocket and found Josh Kelly to move the sticks. And then he did it again later in the drive on like a 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7. But it was obviously a case where Texas Tech they were playing complimentary football. They were running the clock down. They were trying to run the clock. Arizona State was loading up to stop the run. But then when you needed those conversions, Baron Morton stepped up, and so did Josh Kelly. I think that's a big reason for optimism moving forward, Joe.
No doubt about it. And I think you could throw in, wasn't it a 3rd and 6 in the second half when Cam Dickey handed it to Cam and he did that spin out of the backfield? Awesome. Yeah. It was a great call. I mean, 3rd and 6. That's a good position, and you're about the 40-yard line, Arizona State. Good time to call that sort of a delay to Dickey, and then he made the run of the night to convert that third down. So yeah, they were playing a really clutch football. I mean, they made the big plays when they had to, and just again, overall, you can just point to so many good aspects of that game, and that's definitely one of them.
All right, big game for the Red Raiders this week, 7 p.m. Central Time here at the Jones against Cincinnati. That game will be televised on ESPN2. Mighty Joe, great stuff from you as always. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.